Coming from a world in which most of the databases I deal with are 1 billion transactions a day and up, I was very skeptical coming in. Just the idea scared the hell out of me. But this week has been pretty eye-opening. I've seen some things that have changed my perception of a number of the idea of it. And getting back, I'm going to be talking with a number of folks next week about some of the ways we can set our systems.
So I spent some time hammering the SAN. I hit it. I caused lots of page splits, all sorts of read, all sorts of write. It held up pretty well, and it was pretty obvious that it was me doing it.
How do we bring business value to folks like you going forward and our customers and partners on a global basis? Well, we have 3 primary strategies at the company that we've laid out over the last 2 or 3 years. The first strategy we have is around hybrid cloud. It's not if, it's really more about when and how fast people move to some sort of a cloud implementation, whether it's on-premise via a private cloud or it's off-premise via a public cloud. Our second key strategy is the underlying architecture that will drive, right, and support private and public clouds. That is the software-defined data center. The last priority you have is in what we call mobile. End user computing is the term we use. And I always like to say, what does end user computing mean? It means to end user computing as we once known it. To no longer have individuals be tethered to a PC or a laptop, but we need to tether people to their data, their persona, and we need to allow them to get access to that data and application to any device they want in a very secure way.
Almost every company we talk to is deploying their applications virtual by default. What you really want to be able to do in a highly virtualized environment, or even a single VM, a single guest that maybe is doing some very transactional stuff, not moving a lot of data, but very high I/O rate, next to another location that's doing a lot of throughput, you want those things to coexist. You don't want to have to steer them to different locations. Our view is that software and hardware can react better than human beings can predict the future. Pretty confident in that conviction. So our whole idea is, look, let's try and be as dynamic and adaptive as possible.
I think virtualization is becoming the norm for SQL Server deployments, and most of my customers, it's virtualized first, physical after. Obviously, VMware makes it quite a popular platform, so you'd be hard-pressed not to find a shop somewhere, whether they're using some other things in other spots that doesn't have VMware in it.
The clients and customers we see that are using VMware on the server level find it to be a fantastic way to virtualize their workloads, to kind of share resources and get more efficiencies from really all their hardware investment.
So virtualization fundamentally broke the model of storage. Okay, it broke it by changing that very simple relationship between the application and the storage that is being used by the application. So our file system has been built from the ground up to be able to cope with the particular workloads of virtual machines and virtual disks. We basically have the performance level of an all-flash-based system, but we have the economics of a hybrid system.
Going to a virtualized environment using VMware and bringing in the Tintri, we can just do a P2V, bring it all in, change all the, not change any of the IPs and just run with it. And, we can take something that traditionally would have been years of work and do it in just a few months. And I'm looking forward to doing that when I get back and talking to that customer again.
There's no reason for a customer's on-prem deployment, in our mind, why every SQL Server instance shouldn't be virtualized and bring the benefits to that. And then you can basically extend that same kind of concept into vCloud Air. If you think about vCloud Air, it's our public cloud service. It's running on top of our software-defined data center, which is powered by vSphere. So all the innovation, all the value that we build into that platform that our customers are using on-prem, we can also deliver that basically off-prem as a service.
We're going from our skill being an arcane language on how to describe something to a particular piece of hardware to being able to conceptually design conceptually design things through the entire stack and be able to do that. That's where the new IT value is, especially in this hybrid and public-private cloud world.
It was really nice to have an opportunity to have the experts hear from VMware in the room to have them address, any potential concerns that we've seen over the years. I think there's an opportunity to make sure that you have people out there speaking not only to the SQL Server community, but to also the corporations that are going through these consolidation and virtualization exercises continually. And then on the other side, also educating those people who go through as more traditional VM administrators and helping them to understand better the database SQL Server story that needs to go along with virtualization.